Okay, so today I need your eyes open and ears peeled because we're going bird watching. This gorgeous sanctuary helps people learn more about birds, plants, and the natural environment of South Texas.
Well, the history of the land obviously started millions of years ago, but fast forward to the history of Quinta Mazatlan, there were 3 families, and one in the 1930s, Jason Matthews. He was an explorer, an adventurer, and he used to frequent Mazatlan, Mexico. He wrote Hollywood scripts, hung out with John Wayne.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just a really cool history. And as many of our tourists and winter Texans come through the valley, he was one of those and just fell in love with the valley, fell in love with this forest. There's an amazing forest around this adobe home, which he built with his own hands. Wow. So the whole house is just kind of crooked and it's just very creative. And he was green before his time, meaning that all the materials from the home were from a 60-mile radius. The 10,000 adobe blocks were from, you know, right down the street, and the talavera and the cantera, and it's just a beautiful piece of art. And then we have about a mile of trails through the woods, and it's the Tamaulipan thorn forest. And we have over 240 species of birds that live here year-round. But in the spring and the fall, you're also going to see all these migratory species. And it's the easiest birding in the world. It's the easiest birding in the world. You don't have to travel miles. It's you know, you can take a quarter-mile walk and see 20 species immediately.
The best thing typically with bird watching is you let the birds come to you, and you see if they come out and just go about their daily lives.
Leave back there.
Oh, there it is.
Right there.
There it is.
By the hummingbird feeder.
So that is our buff-bellied hummingbird. This is an example of a species that we call a South Texas specialty. So most of this bird's range is in Mexico to our south, but it gets up into the United States here in South Texas. So if you're a bird watcher and you want to get this species on your life list, you have to come to South Texas to see it, and the Rio Grande Valley is one of the best spots for this.
Yeah.
So the grackles are right above us right now.
Right. That's one of the grackles.
This is a great-tailed grackle. And this is a bird that that's known as what we call a synanthropic species.
Yeah.
So it's a human-loving species. They love the habitats that we create in our towns and cities.
Yeah. Literally, it's above us. The bird is right above me.
Oh, there's a green jay. Above the arch, oh, it just flew down.
Oh, I see. Oh,
there it goes.
Oh my gosh, the colors.
So the green jay is by far one of our one of our favorite birds for that visiting bird watchers get to see here, just because of those spectacular colors, the blue and the black and the green. They're a member of the crow family, actually.
Really?
And ravens, and as such, they're really smart birds. So they'll remember faces.
Yeah.
They also have been documented using tools. So they'll take a piece of twig and they'll use it to like stick under bark to try to nab insects that are hanging out under there.
So like a really smart bird.
Really smart birds. They're some of the smartest birds.
It's really our generation to bring back the forest and to create those corridors. And we kind of think of everybody's house as a pearl necklace. Like if I put in a little habitat and my neighbor puts in a habitat and my neighbor, and all of a sudden you created this green corridor just in your neighborhood. And so that's what we try to do, is teach and inspire people to want to do that in their own backyard.
Wild.
Oh, look at the hawk. we've got a hawk through this window here.
I see it.
You see that?
Oh my gosh, sitting perched up on that branch.
So this is a red-shouldered hawk. And red is a nice name for it because you can see all that rusty color on it.
Oh, I do. I'm looking at it right now through the binoculars, and it's gorgeous.
There's Chachalaca. Oh, here we go. This is a nice little window for it. So this is another one of our South Texas specialty birds that you have to come to South Texas to see. So they're very gawky, funny birds.
Yeah.
And in spring and summer, they sing so loud. Ooh, there's one right above us here.
Oh my gosh, they're all over the place.
One thing about birding is generally how it works for your individual journey as a bird watcher is you start off with seeing birds, right? We're very visually dominated creatures, right? We use our eyes the most.
Right.
But as you get more and more familiar with bird watching, you start paying more attention with your ears and you're using your auditory capabilities. Because if you're in a forest like this and it's dense and you can't see, you need to use your ears. One of our main missions, aside from just getting people outside and enjoying birds and other wildlife, is to actually make a difference for that wildlife. And this is a good example of that. So this is a tract of land, it's about 4.5 acres.
Oh, wow.
That when we acquired the property was all invasive grass species. But what we've done over the years is add thousands of native plant species, particularly things like this Texas ebony tree, which is this dark green one. We've put over 50 of them in here. And also we get volunteers to come out here and help us. And a lot of volunteers say this is like one of the funnest volunteer things they've done because you gain something by giving back to nature.
Exactly.
And putting a plant on the ground. It's fun to get your hands dirty and feel like you're making a difference for the other creatures that live with us in our communities.
We've seen a ton of birds and animals here today at Quinta Mazatlan, but this hidden oasis has a lot more to explore.
So we all know that Texas has scenic views and beautiful landscapes, but did you know that Texas is also home to over 3,000 caves? Which brings us here to Boerne, Texas, where today we are exploring a cave site that's known for its unique formations, and it's all happening 80 feet underground. Thank you so much for having us out here today. It is a beautiful day to be out here in Boerne, Texas. So I have to ask the first question, which I'm pretty sure you get it all the time, is why settle for Cave Without a Name as your name?
Yeah, it's a question we get a lot,
Yeah.
but it's one that has a very cute story.
Awesome.
Yes, the owner, he opened up a contest and offered $250 to a local child that could come up with the best name for the cave. Yes, and he settled on Cave Without a Name because he said it was too pretty for words.
Oh, how sweet. First timers out here, what should we expect as far as the experience goes?
Well, I would suggest families come for the weekend. We have fire pits available, picnic tables. We have a nice pavilion out there if you wanted to have an event or your birthday out there. Then I would recommend coming over, taking the tour. What really sets us apart is our beautiful formations. First, I would start with our Rimstone Dam room. It is my favorite room in the entire cave. It has beautiful formations, a lot of water. And speaking of water, we also have a beautiful underground river.
Oh,
yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We also have the Queen's Throne Room.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It is not just fun, it's magical. It provides a great experience to both guests and performers that like playing in there. The natural acoustics in there are just unmatched.
We are excited to get going because it is a beautiful day for some spelunking and exploring. So let's do this, Andy.
Let's get going.
Yeah.
All right, so my name's Mike Burrell. I'll be your tour guide. We're gonna start the actual tour about halfway down the stair.
All right, let's get this party started.
This part was blasted in around the original entrance that I'm gonna show you in a second. So we're looking straight up at the original entrance to the cave. This was discovered in the 20s when ranchers out here noticed steam coming up. They got curious about that and moved the rock. Once they moved the rock, a goat fell in here. So the first people that we know of that went down in here went down to remove the goat. And soon after that, some moonshiners found this place. They decided this was a perfect place to make whiskey, and it wasn't until after Prohibition was over that some kids snuck in here. They were the first ones to go beyond where the still was and find the big part of the cave. Watch your head through this part.
All right, Now this is spelunking. We're in a cave, y'all.
All right, so this is what the kids found.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful. Wow.
When they first got in here, there were no lights and there was no nice gravel floor. It was completely dark and the floor was all mud. They had one working flashlight between the three of them and a lantern.
Wow. Can you imagine being here as a child with one flashlight, one lantern, and trying to light up this beautiful, beautiful space?
All right, so here's a nice long soda straw.
Soda straws.
Right. Soda straws are hollow in the middle, just like a straw. Another thing that happens is water will run down the wall and it'll leave a trail. Eventually that trail will turn into a nice curtain or drapery formation.
Oh, cool.
And this cave has lots of draperies.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
And if it looks like bacon, it's called bacon. It has dark and light layers and kind of translucent. It's called bacon. It's called cave bacon.
And you don't eat it?
No. Too crunchy.
Too crunchy.
Some people like to call it the food court because people, you know, a lot of stuff looks like food.
I was going to say, it looks like a popcorn ceiling.
Yeah. And a giant carrot.
What's up, Doc?
And a 40 scoop ice cream cone. And then back here in the corner is the reason this room's called the White Grapes room. It's the white grapes.
Oh, they do look like white grapes, a little bundle. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. All right, so I have to show you my favorite one of all. This formation just, when you put a light on it, it just glitters, glistens, sparkles.
So this is where we have concerts, 200 people sitting in chairs. Pretty much fills up this space and it sounds incredible. So
wow.
Stay tuned, we will have concerts again someday.
Yay!
The last concert was on Valentine's Day. Not sure when the next one's gonna be.
And I will always love you. I'll end right there. I don't want to break anything.
With a $6 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy happiness.
And you got to get in that creek to go either
Happy Hour,
direction.
every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
1/8 of what we know of this cave. The rest of it's in water or underwater, or you got to go through water to get to it.
Oh, cool.
This is the 7th longest cave in Texas, 5.7 kilometers, which is like 3.5 miles, and there's probably still a lot more to find in here.
As you know, Cave Without a Name remains nameless, but deserves all the praise for its beautiful formations and its caves. So if you're ever in the Boerne area, make sure to come out and check this place out. And don't forget to tell them YOLO Texas sent you.
Here we go.
Welcome to Bandera, the cowboy capital of the world. Known for its honky-tonk, rodeo, and biker culture, it's got a lot of love. But comparing it to New Orleans, that's a bit of a stretch. New Orleans is all about the Old South, Big Easy, and brass band nightlife. And Bandera is a little slice of that frontier, country music, and small-town Texas charm. They're both great, but maybe not a lot in common.
Except here in Bandera, like Louisiana, they have their own little get-together to celebrate New Orleans' signature holiday, which is Mardi Gras. And in fact, there's Mardi Gras celebrations all over the place, like Brazil, Belgium, and well, here in Bandera, cowboy capital of Texas.
Although it's known best as a New Orleans holiday, Mardi Gras is actually celebrated all over the world as part of the carnival season leading up to Lent. It's a celebration of music and merriment, drinking and dancing, food and fun. And to help me get a handle on all that Bandera's Mardi Gras has to offer, I met up with James, owner of 11th Street Cowboy Bar.
The biggest party of the year here at Bandera, Texas. How long has it been going on and how's it grown throughout the years?
Okay, it's the 13th annual at the 11th Street Cowboy Bar, and we're the host of the event through the parade, through the gumbo cook-off, through everything that happens in town this weekend. We're expecting 8,000 to 10,000 in town.
Holy moly, bless your soul.
And also, we're able to infuse the culture of Zydeco music. And Zydeco music coupled with country western music, with horses, parades, floats, festival. It's really a good event. People dressed up in tutus and crawfish suits. Now that we have the parade coming up, we would love to have you join us on the parade.
Me?
Yes, on the float.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I will have to gear up a little bit, but...
We'll get you a mask.
Okay,
Or something, yeah.
I would be delighted to do that.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so I got my mask on, and James invited me to go on his float, and of course I said yes. Did I mention that I absolutely love my job? Yeah. Let's do this!
What started as a single car event has now grown into a massive parade where folks from far and wide line along Main Street in Bandera, Texas in hopes of grabbing their own piece of Mardi Gras fun.
Take a picture of the street and the people here. What a great time they're having.
Mardi Gras Bandera is different like any other Mardi Gras in Texas. We've got cowboy hats, boots, spurs, chaps. It's just a really neat experience. We've probably been coming for the last 10 years. They do a fabulous job putting this together, and we enjoy it every year. We actually came down or up from Corpus this year.
I have seen more people come from all over. So I see people from Dallas, Houston, from Louisiana. They come from all over just for this event.
And believe it or not, this parade is just the beginning of this annual party.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. I never knew that being in a parade and doing all of this would be on my bucket list, but I checked that one off. So much fun. You have to experience this for yourself. Woo, I even got moon pie.
Hey y'all, welcome back to YOLO, Texas, where we are reliving our time at the Bandera Cowboy Mardi Gras celebration.
So if you thought the parade was colorful, well, you ain't seen nothing yet, because in just a few minutes, we'll be seeing the most beautiful and intricate costumes you will ever see right inside for a costume contest. So let's go inside, check out who the winner is.
Bring your money, bring a good time, and bring a great attitude. Because you're gonna see everything you want to see and then some.
As fierce and fun as all the competition was, there could only be one winner, and this time, one particular peacock stood out above the rest.
I love the 11th Street Bar, and I won first place.
All right, so all of this excitement has got me pretty hungry, but luckily for us, there's plenty of food options to choose from. They have gumbo, and gumbo. So what do you say? Let's go try some gumbo. That is good. What did you put in this?
Chicken and shrimp.
Ooh, lots of flavor with a nice kick at the end.
How many have you tried? Oh, I've already done one.
Just a small one. I gotta work.
Cleans your palate right there.
You gotta do one with me. YOLO, here you go. Salud.
When you're cooking on an open flame out here, you have about 4 or 5 hours to do it. At home, it takes 8 or 9 hours. So the deal is, Bandera is small, but this is super cool. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are enjoying themselves, hanging out, having a good time. We're not in New Orleans. We're in Central Texas, the hill country, and we're doing it just as big as they are.
Their gumbo was so good, they ran out. We can't try it. Okay, so here at the Cowboy Mardi Gras, you'll find all kinds of creatures down the street. But when I say creatures, I mean that literally. Look at this guy.
So what can you expect from a Texas-style Mardi Gras parade? Well, colorful costumes, enormous floats, and of course, a whole lot of cowboys.
All right, so after a day of parades, contests, and delicious gumbo, I gotta say, if you're in Texas during Mardi Gras, Bandera is the place to be. It exceeded all my expectations, and I cannot wait to come back next year at 11th Street Cowboy Bar.
Baby, come out here or stay home. But either way, we're gonna have fun without you.
I don't know about
The snakes?
I'm like, I can do a lot of things. I can't do snakes.
Okay.
You can see it's cracked in 2 places. What just happened? Tom, you just turned all the lights off on us.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys. There's a freaking snake right there.
I'll end right
That's
there.
awesome.
I don't want to
That's awesome.
break anything.
God bless America.